この配信はグラのスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Hello, hello everyone and welcome to another Age of Empires stream. I'm TheNando and today I'll be covering the Forlorn Cup Grand Finals. This is the champion bracket, the second highest bracket of this community tournament. Players have competed along a very long journey and now they've reached the finals. But before starting the cast, let me just yap for a little bit so we can give enough time for people to arrive. And thank you so much, Beargwyn, for 6 months of subscribing. That's your reward. It's your payment for my casting. And Become in Love did redeem for me to say Slanfer per Huingit Kogerik Windrop of Antisilo Gogogoch. So I will say Slanfer per Huingit Kogerik Windrop of Antisilo Gogogoch. And today I am a little bit more on the tired side, but it's that type of tiredness that I feel like once I start casting, it's gonna be tiredness be gone. And this is my only stream for this week. Usually I try to stream twice or thrice per week, but this week I'll be traveling to the Netherlands, a land that's also quite popular in terms of Age of Empires community. I'll be traveling to the Netherlands, so I will not stream while I'm there. I will be back the week after. That week it will be my birthday on the 21st of March. I will have a very long event, so I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of cool things on the horizon. I have a lot of guests. It will be a lot of yapping on the 21st of March. On my personal side of things, I am waiting for probably what is the most important email and result of my life so far. More important than anything PhD related or anything else, for that matter. And I have no idea when I'm getting that email. I'm so nervous. It has been consuming me. When are you going to give me the results? When will I know if I have income or not? That is something particularly important. Stream in the Nether. No. In the Nether, I will be eating, resting, and yes, so my cities, I'm just yapping a little bit, so I can give enough time for everyone to arrive. The Nigerian Prince email. Yeah, kind of. I'm waiting for the Nigerian Prince to send me an email, so I know if I will have income or not. Oh, today I'll be casting, I'll be commentating. I'm not playing myself, I'll be casting matches from the finals of a community tournament. This isn't like the professional tournament, this is a tournament organized by the community, more specifically by Beargwyn, who is here in chat. Hello, Beargwyn. Thank you so much for the work that you do for the Age of Empires. But let's hop into the cast and start with addressing the draft. We see that we are going to start in Ring Fortress, one of the maps that is, I think it's one of the favorites, to be honest. You start with kind of like a small palisade defending you, and it gives you the illusion that the map is closed, but not only does the palisade have a lot of gaps, you have no safe wood lines, so it's actually a very open map. You play it like most professionals wall it, but it is quite an open map. Ring Fortress, and then we have on Tommy's side Moats and Eruption as home maps, and Metal Mania has Volcanic Islands and Alpine Lakes. Okay. In terms of civs, the random bands got the Saracens, the Khmer, the Romans, the Franks, the Georgians, Gujaras, Bengalis, Vietnamese, Poles, and Bulgarians. Very solid picks. If I'm honest, in terms of the ranked bands. Britons are still in the field. I wonder if anyone picked them. Let me go over the ranked civs. We see humans, Tatars, and Goths for Tommy. Quite solid choices. And Bohemians, Ethiopians, and Malians for Metal Mania. I think Tommy had good civs, but Metal Mania had even better. Just the Malians alone are such a top tier civ, in my opinion. One of the best civs in the game. And then, of course, Tommy, in further options, has Maya, Malay, Burgundians, which were stolen. Hindustanis were sniped, and Mongols, great civ to have, Japanese, and he stole the Italians from Metal Mania. Metal Mania, on the other hand, has Bohemians, Ethiopians, Malians got sniped, Byzantines for a versatile civ, lost the Italians, Wei got sniped, so he has the Slavs, Lithuanians, Huns, and Burgundians. A little bit of infantry civs, a little bit of cavalry civs for both players. I don't see anything that's too heavily one-sided. And Michan, 45 watch streak here on the channel. Damn! Thank you so much for the support and for the spinning cat. And Dizzy, how was your Casting today, very short matches. I was watching a little bit. I rage quitted out of watching your stream, DZ, because the Portuguese lost, and I was like, no, how can this be? This is blasphemy. But let's hop on to match number 1 then. Hello, hello everyone, and welcome to the Forlorn Cup, hosted by Beargwyn. I'm TheNando, and in this matchup, here in the north side of the map, playing as the humans in the blue color, we have Tommy9512. And towards the south, in the red color, playing as the Burgundians, we have Metal Mania. And I've casted these two players in the semifinals. They were both quite solid, and I wonder who will be crowned champion, because this is not any stage. These are the grand finals. And humans versus Burgundians is a very peculiar matchup, because these are two civs that are known for having their own timings. They are civs that break the standard progression of the game. Burgundians are the only civ that can get eco upgrades earlier. They are cheaper, and they can get them earlier. You can get double BX in Feudal Age, and that really twists the timings around. It shifts how the game flows. They also have Cavalier earlier, so Burgundians have a goodish late game, but I feel like the transitions and everything make them a very peculiar civ. And if we are talking about peculiar, of course, we have humans on the other side. Only civ that can build a second TC in Feudal Age. Only civ that can build a siege workshop in Feudal Age. And that gives rise to two very opposite playstyles. You can start booming and play defensive with the humans, or some players with the cheaper archery range and stables plus access to siege go for the Feudal Age all-in attack. I wonder which of the two options we will see here in this game number 1. And hello, Gimo, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed your personalized ping on the server. But yeah, so far everything is quite standard. Metal Mania is currently the favorite here in terms of elo, but it's not decisive. These two players reached the grand finals. They both got what it takes to win, and we see that double BX being clicked in Feudal Age. I never learned the Burgundian timings. That's the thing. Nowadays, the game has a lot of civs. A lot of civs. The game is in constant change. Like, things get stronger and weaker. Like, my other game is Go, which is much more stagnant. The tides of AoE are ever shifting. And some of the civs, quote-unquote, force you to relearn the basics. And I feel like Burgundians are one of those. It's one of the civs that you can just play them normally, but you will be not taking full advantage of the civ. If you want to take full advantage, you should know when do you click the updates, the upgrades, how much will they affect your timings. Go needs a new DLC with new colors and balance changes. Black has been dominating for too long. Actually, the only balance change Go ever had was the Komi rule, and that relates to the advantage that is given to the white players, the extra points for being the second to play. Make the pegs octagonal, oh damn. I've played in the World Amateur Go Championship, there were some Go variants that were more peculiar and more for the fun. There's like hexagonal Go, Taurus shaped Go, which is basically donut Go. I will dominate you, Beargwyn. Is that a proposal, Dizzy? Hey, keep those talks to Red Bull Wololo London. Londinium. And we do see Tommy getting quick up to Feudal Age, and he will unlock the second TC option. Scout here should not engage the villagers. Loom is in. It's a waste of Scout HP, to be honest. I have to sit next to an annoying person in Red Bull, unfortunately not Beargwyn. True. Yeah, this spot for a Feudal Age TC is really good. Yeah, this map, your starting TC is kind of bad in a way. So it's great for the humans to have that foothold earlier on. And I wonder if the TC will be here. I mean, here I think it's the best. This is too close to the edge. That would be my guess for a placement. And I like how we have the T here. Of course, often Bones and Golds reference T90, but this is a like. And this is to remember all of you to leave a like. If you're watching on YouTube, to subscribe, to leave a follow on Twitch. This is the like-shaped gold. So, thumbs up. In terms of resources, instead of talking only about the shape, and Gimot followed me. Let's go once again. Refollow is still follow. True. Yes. Very good TC placement. Scout here. Does get a good engagement. I kind of missed the first hits. But the humans, do they already have... Yes, they have faster movement speed already in Feudal Age, so the scout does win. So Tommy does nice the scouting and is on the way to get his DC up. And there are two ways you can play versus the humans. Of course. Oh, I forgot that the Burgundians... This game is ever shifting. As I said, there's another option on the table for the Burgundians. It's not only... This tells how much I'm quote-unquote an old-school Age of Empires player in terms of what the modern meta is. Everyone talks about the Flemish Militia nowadays. You can't talk about the Burgundians without addressing the Flemish Militia. I completely forgot about this option. They're a unique unit. Burgundians used to only have them in Imperial Age by upgrading your villagers. Nowadays you can just get Flemish Militia in Feudal Age. And they are strong versus mounted units versus ranged soldiers. So kind of like a spearman, but with different costs, I assume. Yeah, Flemish Revolution. No one... I mean, sometimes people misclick it. It is something that can happen. Why is this so much on fire? Why is there so much fire in this house? The house is fine. You need to be rich to misclick it. True. Because it's the final. Yeah, it makes sense. That's why the house is on fire with the hype. But yeah, we see here the army forward from Metal Mania. And that's one of the two options. When you're playing versus the humans, you have two options. Either pressure a lot in Feudal. And if you do that, you need to get villager kills. Or else the humans will just snowball. The second option, which I prefer because Hera told me to do it. And my mentality in Age of Empires is if Hera tells you to do something, you do it. I like to go personally for the castle age timing. You accept that they get a boost and then you go fast castle and go all in pressure early castle age because your opponent will be having a power dip because of all of that investment into villagers. So far the army is walking around. The ranged army is skirms, they aren't archers. So it will be hard for skirms to take down villagers. Tommy does have a positive KD, has the army disadvantage, but has the defender's advantage. Getting fletching to help with the defense. Yeah, those... Oh, they took down a skirm, but those skirms just tickle units, just tickle the villagers themselves. And we do see the second TC and already a 5 villager lead. A little bit of idle TC time, but that's normal in this type of openings, this type of games. Especially at TC low. We see another light-shaped gold. Horse Collar is on the way, and Metal Mania did get double beat action Horse Collar earlier, but not clicking the Castle Age upgrade. Tommy does have rest collected advantage and more villagers on the field. Using the heals, yeah, this map is very healy. Should use the heals to your advantage when you can in these small engagements. And it's so weird for me, skirm versus skirm fight. They are so slow in a way. I'm not used to managing all the villagers' walls themselves off. So that's gonna be the first villager down for Tommy. Yeah, they don't really help defend the PCs, yeah. Still, not a lot of damage. The military KD is better for Metal Mania. The scout here, yeah, the scout will help big time dealing with the skirms. More a matter of micro now. You want the scout to fight the skirms and the skirms to fight the Flemish. A lot of skirms going down, not a lot of eco. So the scout will melt in seconds to the Flemish. How are they looking for Castle Age? Metal Mania has the eco more balanced. Tommy, because of the micro, because of the pressure, can't place a lot of very efficient farms. The TC was a little bit more here. That's what I talked about. If it was on this side of the gold, it would provide more defense. But I mean, Tommy has 1k res collected lead, which is absurd. Getting the market out to click to Castle Age and has the Vil lead. So I prefer Tommy's position here. I feel like when you go feudal pressure against the humans, you need to cause damage. That's the main difference between going feudal pressure or going past castle. I think feudal pressure, you need to cause damage, and I don't think the necessary amount of damage was caused. And hello, Pexel! Hope you're doing great. Today I'm casting a match for a game that's a little bit more recent than Go. Metal is gaining a lot of is getting a lot of value with this army. As human, you can pop 4 ranges and go crossbows. Yeah, as humans, you can go ranges, you can go CA. As soon as you reach Castle Age and then transition into keep checks as well to support. I like CA and scout sort of humans here. But yeah, Castle Age is clicked for both. For Tommy, it's queued behind something. As when you click build is yet with the game. Yes. Hello, Star TV, welcome. 15 Vil lead, and that was just one more TC producing. That's the only cause for this cap of 15 Vils. 1k res collected difference. These Flemish militia are gaining, are paying their value. The scums will finally go down, and now the archers can trickle away at the Flemish militia. And the pressure is finally over. We do see on the other side Metal Mania walled as the pros do it. This is kind of like the meta for this map. It's to use your partial walls and build to the edge of the map. Tommy, because of the pressure and everything, I think he has the plan of walling and everything, but his base is more exposed. We see second archery range. We see archer armor, wheelbarrow. And we see cavalier on the way. But we have a follow-up that is what I said, the Castle Age pressure. Castle Age kind of all in out of the Burgundians. But the amount of pressure was very delayed by the feudal age, and now the more the game goes by, the more the Vil difference will kick in. If I'm Tommy here, archers are a good option, but I would drop oh, and camels are a superb option. Yes. For the early night raids, human camels are a great option here. What's better than cameliers? Flemish and rams. Yes. A big push at this timing would be strong. Camels and crossbowmen will be happy with these engagements. We need production. We see 3 TCs out of Metal Mania, but the economy from Tommy is already way more established. I would like to see eco upgrades. We see bloodlines and scale barding armor, and that's nice now for camels. I don't think for humans, camels is a great long-term plan, because I'm very confident they don't have heavy camel. They don't, but for this stage of the game, I think it is the absolute correct call. You just want to repel these invasions by time you have your own mobility. Then later on, you can go halbs, you can go... they have hand cannoneer? No. They don't have arbs, so probably some keep checks and hussars, I would say, later on in the game. Snowball your economy, then go keep checks, hussars. Oh, paladins! Paladins would be a good option as well. Fight paladins with paladins, if the game reaches that point. Yeah, the only advantage that Burgundians have is cheaper upgrades for their paladins. You have faster moving paladins, so you have a little bit of an advantage at picking engagements. In terms of blacksmith upgrades, you got fully upgraded... Wait, yeah, fully upgraded paladins. And 20 more HP for humans. True, so yeah, humans... Yeah, because, yeah, they are missing the... Cavalry, they are missing bloodlines. Burgundians. That's kind of big. And this is a good engagement, the heal is helping. And the Cavalier, the early pressure is dwindling. They are fighting some damage here. 8 villagers were lost, but that's still inconsequential for the number of villagers that were working more. Res collected 4k lead. That's basically imp in terms of res. Paladins are targeting the farms. I did see I see a monk indicator there. I do like the addition of a monk. A monk makes your opponent's pressure more costly. Makes it so that when they aren't losing to their units, they'll just be giving you more and more units. I love 1 or 2 defensive monks just scattered around. See a cheeky farm here? I would love to see more TCs out of Tommy right now, because he has the food production to sustain them.
Bonjour.
I mean, this is villager went on a pilgrimage. As Tommy right now, I would like to see 1 or 3 options. When the game is in a standstill like this, you were defending, it's hard to switch your brain into what's next. I feel like Tommy has 3 options: boom, imp, or attack. I think he should focus on 1 of the 3, or 2 of the 3 at least. Metal Mania on the other side, the relics are good. He does have map control, and he grabbed 1 relic. Yes, Metal Minion's main advantage right now is the map control. He's coming back up with a nice boom, getting the eco upgrades, and I love to see the monks on the field. I think this is very important. How's the vision? Oh, doesn't spot. I would set a scout just for our auto scout. Yeah, wheelbarrow is nice now, but would be nicer earlier on. And these are Burgundians. I think he can get every single eco upgrade of the game right now if he wants to. In Eals, we see the third TC. Only 8 will lead, so right now the main difference was the timing on the vills. I feel like vills will be quite even in terms of numbers going forward. both players opting for 3 TC production of builds. But the res collected are in favor for Tommy, and he clicks Imp first. I like that. And after you are in Imp, there's so many options. He's collecting stone, he can go castle, he can go keep check, he can go paladin, he can go... Humans have a SARS, right? Just for if the game goes even longer. Yes. Can go a SARS. Some step lancers raid. Do not commit into a big step lancer army, just get 4 or 5. Flank down a palisade, and however, Imp for humans is much weaker than Imp for Beargwyns. True. Beargwyns with the gunpowder options, and also Beargwyn Vineyards, is that in? No, it's not in yet. That's not an Imp tech, but that's a great tech for the late games. And there's a hole here. Ooh, this fight. There's monks on both sides, the camels. I think all the camels are fighting uphill there. I don't think that's a good place to fight. A little bit of a mess. The archers arrive a little bit later, and I think this is a great engagement of Metal Mania, and especially because Tommy's on the way to win. That's the worst possible timing for a fight. Yeah, fighting a choke point, I would just back down and focus on keep the army away. Because you're about to reach Imp. Imp will be your upgrades arriving, will be your power spike. You are fighting before your own power spike. I mean, there is a thing. The comp of crossbows and camels won't be that upgraded. Exactly. No heavy, no arm, no brace. Yeah, this army won't get a lot of access to a lot of upgrades. So this is a good point for transition. Yeah, the humans don't have a heavy camel. I would like to see Cavalier being clicked right now for Tommy. I mean, he has 2 Cavalier, but they were conversions. Yeah, there is only the final armor on the camel. We see ballistics going in, a camel raiding here, and hello, Felon. Welcome, welcome. 4th TC castle here. I prefer it here. Hey yo, checking in. Welcome, welcome. I have a joke to tell you. A very good joke. And we see Imp on the way now for Metal Mania as well. Oh, it's going great. Just getting some Age of Vampires. And Felon, I heard that you learned how to say colors and years in other languages. Is that true? You learn how to say all the colors and all the years in different languages. Because I heard tu aprendeste o idioma coreano. Sorry, that was a Portuguese joke. It doesn't land for 90% of viewers, but it works for Fallon. And yes, I need to stretch. Coreano. Exactly. Nice. Yes, Saru TV gets it. And Fallon does speak Korean, so the joke works particularly well for Fallon, who is learning Korean. Yeah, some conversions going in the game. It's kind of a standstill now. I see more. I don't like the addition of more camels now. I would prefer a pivot into Cavalier. There's a lot of bank. I need a stretch and pause to check redeems while working through. Big is a huge stretch. Beargwyn, that is actually a popular format. I don't know how some people can make it, but there are work-along streams, and some streamers can do quite popular work-along streams where they're just working. Sometimes they're even silent. They're just working, and that's the stream. That can help, but I've seen it work in other formats. Oh, meal here for the ibexes. The camels are raiding. And right now, Tommy has such a major bank. And quite a bit of wood. I would love to see that invested into keep checks. I would love to see keep checks on the field. I see 3. And the biggest problem with any type of cavalry archer, yes, they will be hard to micro. But what was I going to say? My mind went. Oh, one of the problems with any type of CA build is build up time. You need time to build up your mass. They are very weak in low numbers. Right now, the game is kind of in a stalemate position. You have time to build up the CA numbers. You can get the keep check mass. There is Paladin on the way for the Burgundians, and I do agree that Burgundian late game is very strong. We see second castle going here. We see traps going forward. Yeah, I feel like Tommy needs to make a big push. Yeah, regular camel. That's why I would like to see halbs. They do have halbs, right? Yes. I mean, almost everyone has halbs. Or I would love to see halbs and keep checks. We do see Cavalier now. And Tommy, that's the main reason why I would like to see Paladin and not Halberdier. Look at the gold that Tommy has. Yeah, if right now I feel like the rest collected, I mean, they are kind of evening out. If Tommy could convert all of these numbers into units on the field, that would be such a strong army. Yeah, if these were human Paladin and keep checks, I would prefer to see keep checks over CA. These were elite keep checks and Paladins. Tommy would be in such a strong position. Look at his bank. This could be so many Paladins on the field right now. But now the Paladins are in for the Burgundians and they are chunky boys. We see more camels. I think now that the Paladins are in, the age of camel is indeed over. You need to pivot away from them. I do still think even at 45 minutes in, even though Burgundians have a stronger late game, in my opinion, and yes, this is the age of Nando, Tommy has so much bank, he's getting raided. And that's the thing about Paladins. So I was distracted, maybe Tommy was as well. This is what wins these kind of stalemate games. The raids, and Paladins are such strong raiding units. I was liking Tommy's position now. These raids alone. And that's the... he could build 2 or 3 more castles, but I have the same problem. The castles are here, the eco, a lot of it is there. Those raids hurt. Those raids were one of the biggest damages so far in this game. The Eco KD tells a big story right now. I feel like those raids were very well played out of Metal Mania. I think the game was even until those raids. Now Metal Mania has the lead, in my opinion. I don't think the game is won yet out of Metal. Metal is getting a lot of upgrades though, and he's spending a lot of his eco. Nando OP, nerf Nando, yeah. I asked for a restart of the stream if the outcome isn't in favor of Tommy. Oof, I think we've reached critical damage. I think the outcome will not be in favor of Tommy. Even though it is bank, I feel like right now, you need to mass units, you need to fight. I think it was a matter of timing. It was Metal Mania pushed really well with that push there on top. Getting Down Patrol, yes. Ballistics Guild, yeah, getting all the upgrades for the late game. And I think it was also the unit comp. I think Tommy produced a lot of Camel Riders. I think maybe he's not used to playing humans. He knew the start, because most players though, and he doesn't know the follow-up options. Yeah, now, and that's the thing, Metal Mania, because he's played a lot of the aggressor role, he has such a good sprawling base. His building layout is really nice. It's way easier to build a nice base when you're the attacker. Yeah. When one player has double the eco than the other, that is telling. The keep checks aren't elite, and now Tommy is struggling with eco. He is floating a lot of gold, but the bank has perished, and that's no longer a solid eco. The bank will dwindle down. More and more paladins keep pouring in, and that's the thing also. Transitioning is expensive. Changing your unit comp is expensive. It is a commitment. If you start going mass alb, you pay a price, but you're forcing your opponent to go away from Paladin. Metal Mania picked a unit, picked the Paladin, and he's being able to commit to that unit. That unit is paying dividends. He doesn't have to switch away from Paladin at this point. And well, Tommy did tech into quite a bunch of different things. Metal Mania only tech into Paladins, only spends Paladins, and they are doing the work. Spreading everywhere. Yeah, reaching max pop, researching Beargwyn and Vanguard. No heavy camel or arb. Yeah! Tommy collected so much gold earlier, went Paladin pure spam, I might run out of gold earlier. Yeah, I think Tommy, yeah, no heavy camel or arb. I think if Tommy could have done this. What Metal Mania is doing to Tommy could have done this to Metal Mania. Tommy had the faster timings. Tommy was first to imp, and Tommy had the eco. And we can see how much of a pain it is to deal with these paladins. Yeah, that's the thing about about this particular game. I feel like if Tommy didn't get locked into the camels, I think the arbs, yeah, the arbs not getting the crossbow not getting arb upgrade is rough. But I think the camel investment, 93 camel riders. If these were paladins, I think this would be... Yeah, I agree. Tech to repulse could be GG. I agree. Humans could go Paladins halbs or Paladins champion in case of Flemish generally winning if they just mirror every comp. Yeah, that's the thing, because Tommy was ahead. First to imp, more eco. And when you are ahead, if you mirror your opponent, or if you... like in this case, Paladin versus Paladin, you're kind of forcing a mirror. The player who is ahead just expands their lead. And I think the camel, I think that the human camel was what cost Tommy this game. The lack of art upgrade was also rough, but I think it was the going for camel instead of Paladin cost him the game. And that's the thing also about playing these tournaments that have random sieves, random picks. Tommy didn't pick the humans. Tommy was gifted the humans by random draft. Let's go back to the draft. Tommy was gifted humans by the draft and opened really well with them. The macro game, the TC building and everything was really solid, and that's one of the important parts of the humans. So it felt like Tommy was gifted a strong sieve, and then maybe lack of tournament knowledge, maybe lack of playing the sieve itself. Couldn't capitalize on his advantage, because Tommy had an advantage. Let's give a win to Metal Mania. And let's give the triumph of Beargwyns. Beargwyns are also a tough sieve to play against. And they were the stolen sieve. So Tommy was playing against a sieve that he likes, using yeah, being beaten with a sieve that you picked. I wonder if we had someone working stats in this tournament. I wonder if we had someone that can do stat stuff in the Forlorn Cup. If we could get stats of like how many times the stolen victory was... the stolen sieve was victorious. Oh, I know my avatar is stuck. Basically, my capture rate doesn't perform as well as I wanted it to. And I discovered that VTubing software and capture rate are really not good friends. I'm probably going to expand to a double PC setup in the future, having VTubing stuff running on one PC and capture rate and some stuff running on the other. But right now, I've discovered some streams that I did. I was frustrated with performance, and those performance issues stemmed from VTubing at the same time that I was one dedicated server needed for capture rate, the state of this software. There was something. Capture rate used to be very good for me, and then it stopped being very good. There was something along the way. I don't know if it was the capture rate team. I don't know if it was something that I changed in my settings. That capture rate started eating my computer. And now, even without the VTubing software, my performance improves, but it is not as good as it once was. Ooh, when I forgot to speculate, I already loaded up the next game. Yeah, and it is capture rate, because I can play Age of Empires and stream it and everything with like 0 issues at all. That sounds a lot like Beargwyn's relation to me. Started out really good, but somewhere along the way he turned broken bitter. Yeah, I get that. That's my relation with Arbase as well. We used to be good friends, and then I don't know what happened. But let's go on to match number 2 in this grand final. Oh, I pressed. I was like, why didn't this transition? Hey, I'm standing right here. Match number 2, and this is Alpine Lakes, and in the north we have Metal Mania commanding the Lithuanians, and in the south we have Tommy in the lead of the Italians. So now Tommy is the one using the stolen sieve on one of Metal Mania's home maps. And for this matchup, I feel like they are two superb sieves. I prefer the Italians. I think the Genoese crossbowman will be so good versus the Lithuanians. Early on, Feudal Age is tricky if you go archers, just because those fast walking skirms are so annoying. I don't think anyone can get more bitter than a British learns other countries can cook. Also, broken bitter is exactly. Busy blames the French for it, don't let that distract. Yeah, we have a war! You have frolics and escargot. Oh, ooh la la, l'escargot. We don't have to eat some. The porridge. Escargot, yummy. Oui, oui. Le croque madame. C'est très bon. Et le croque monsieur. Le pain avec le jambon et fromage. J'adore le croissant. C'est très bon, le croissant, oui, oui. Mais le croissant, ce n'est pas français. Le croissant est de Austria. And the French stole it, I think. Oh, merci beaucoup, Guimou. I think a lot of Portuguese people have French immigrants. If you had to choose, it would be Burgundians, Franks, or Britons. Okay, it would be the Britons. That's unfair. They have the better archers. I had 3 years of French in school. So, like from 7th grade to 9th grade. We have to learn 2 languages growing up in Portugal. English and 1 more. We also have Francesinha. But Francesinha is a different... Le croque petit français, much better. Oui, oui, oui. The Francesinha... Oh, croissants in Portuguese is croissants. Croissants. The Francesinha is one of the best Portuguese sandwiches. It was inspired by the croque madame, but it is a very Portuguese thing. Medialunas. Yeah, and that's like the croissant. Croissant means crescent, and it is a crescent moon shape. That's like Quasa Crescent makes sense. So the Media Luna. I don't speak Italian, by the way. If someone speaks Italian to me very slowly, I will understand a lot of what they are saying. But I can only say like, grazie mille. The British and the Swiss are arguing, and it's the French who takes the hit. Why am I not surprised? Switzerland, that's the land. I hope I'm not mixing up the lands. That's the land of the raclette, right? Of the let's melt cheese and put it on top of boiled potatoes. I could never understand Portuguese, but apparently Portuguese and Romanian people understand me when speaking Italian. Look at the hands carefully and you don't have to understand Italians. It's the worst situation you can be in. Yeah, I Portuguese and Romanian is also surprisingly similar as a language. They are surprisingly similar languages, the Portuguese and Italian. Both players made dogs, and that makes sense. I think this map is good for dogs, and especially if you're the Italians, you have cheaper fishing ships, so it just makes sense. And now that the dogs are better, they will help you defend. They're a good call. Yes, and francesinha is a Portuguese sandwich that is bread and then meat, another type of meat, chorizo, sausage, more meat, and then a sauce that's like beer and tomato. And then you dip some fries in the sauce. It is good. The furia francese. I had a Brazilian coworker who surprisingly spoke fluent English. Maybe he wrote perfectly, but in practice, I could never understand what he confidently said. I had to ask him to speak English. Okay, okay. Oh, he could... fluent French. Okay, okay. But yeah, so far, a very mirrored style of opening. The Lithuanians, I'm expecting a little bit of feudal Lithuanian pressure. Just the faster spears and skirms make them very good at feudal age. And if Italians reach castle age in comfort, I feel like the Genoese crossbowmen will be hard to deal with. You get Genoese crossbowmen and scout light cav line to deal with the skirms. I would love that build out of the Italians. It's a standard, but I think it just works here. Ah! This wa Nihongo dake no haishin ga. Ah, minasan zanen demo ima wa Nihongo dake de hanashite imasu. Hai. それではこのゲームでメタルベニアはスペンネンを作ります。そしてこれは馬の人です。はいはいはい。馬の人は多分富のヴィラジャーを人々はごめんなさい。僕はたくさんのものを話します。はい。でも、今は、富の馬は死んじゃいました？死ぬ。いえ、ポルトガル語じゃない。それは、日本語です。はい。馬の人は、緊張しています。はい。これは強い、この人は。カウトカバリよ。はいはいはい。でも、富の守るは大丈夫と思います。それは、壁は弱いです。はいはいはい、30% 日本語は いいと思います、サル TV 殿。メトルメニアのアタックは日本語で何ですか？忘れました。それは簡単な言葉けど、僕は忘れました。でも、壁の骨じゃない骨は。Okay, back to Spanish. Thank you, Dizzy. I was so frustrated because if I had more time, Tataku, I think it's more not attack, it's more fighting. The Japanese flip got stuck. I keep forgetting how to say whole. Lower the cost and I'll redeem one for more time. Anna? Is it Anna? Hannah? Anna? Hannah? Probably it is. Okay, back to the game. The attack didn't do much. KD 2-1, 1-0. Metal Mania is slightly ahead. Who did do? But the attack didn't do much. The dog helps defend the front. There's still the hole here. But gold is safe. There's stone there for later on for a castle. Metal Mania went for the greedy walls. And these walls do defend a lot. But you have to think, okay, any unit arrives here and melts these palisades in seconds. They're just an alarm system. And he doesn't have stone. Oh, they are part of the wall. And fish is running out. Yeah, already fish traps in for Tommy. Oh, deletes the wall here. To get to the stone, okay. There's a lot of scouts on the field. Out of Metal Mania. And they are... no bloodlines. Oh, starts building a house. A tower here for Tommy. Trying to secure the stone. Oof. And those scouts are very happy with the engagement. That's 3 I was not I think this was too early for a resign. I think this was early. GG, TheNando VT. I have good news and bad news. Ohayo, Nando. Ah, ohayo gozaimasu. I think I know what the bad news are. Yeah, sorry about this. I should have rescheduled. Just wasn't a good time. Because I saw that there was a tag, like spoilers tag, that I'm going to check them now. Because I kind of checked the file sizes and the orders. But I understand, Tommy. I completely understand. There are days where you just start and you're... after starting the set, you're not up for it. Tommy gave... yeah, okay. So this was the final game. This is how the set ended. And don't apologize, Tommy. I at the end of the day, of course, we would prefer to have a good show and everything, but the tournaments are for the players and everything. Good news is that now you have plenty of time to get another set. No, don't worry. Not to disappoint, love your casting. No, we're only humans after all. I don't put the blame on you. No worries. And by the way, Tommy, now that I know that you're in chat, one thing that I can say about your gameplay is that you play very solid, and sometimes there are things that are harder to improve in the game. For example, imagine you're a starter, you want to build more villagers. That's hard to build up those habits. From your gameplay, Tommy, I feel like a lot of small things, like spending a little bit on military and everything, I think you can become a much stronger player without doing very huge changes. And I remember your previous semi-final set, you played a lot of very good strategies. And do not worry, we would love to have 5 games. We had 2, but I understand. And don't beat yourself too hard. It is a community tournament. You're not playing for money. I think so. There's no prize pool, right, Beargwyn? He needs a posture check, but for res and he's plus. I would say even maybe plus 200 elo with spending more res in imp. There's a huge prize pool. Oh, then Tommy, I'm sorry about the prize pool. Let me stretch. And now I am divided because I have a flight tomorrow. So the stream ending not super late is kind of good for me. But I want to cast more. And what I'm thinking, because starting a set right now would be, I'm afraid of it going too late. I would like to cast for around like 40 to 50 minutes. And yeah, exactly. As Kradentos said, you did reach the final. And let me also do my proper job saluting Tommy. You did a great job reaching the final. I do understand sometimes scheduling. This is a community tournament. It can help. It can happen. That's what I meant. And of course, Metal Mania did a superb job at reaching the final and winning. So Metal Mania solid from start to finish. Of course, I am sad that Tommy went out like this, but I need to salute the victor. Congratulations, Metal Mania, on winning the set. Congratulations. It's the highlight of any player's career. You are the champion of the champion bracket of the Forlorn Cup. And that's quite a title. Yeah, I get you, Tommy. Don't worry, don't worry. And now, what I'm probably going to do is, because I want to cast like some more 50 minutes, maybe I'll switch to live matches on the ranked ladder. I won't play myself. Someone said that I don't feel with the power to play myself right now. But I'm thinking casting some matches from the ranked ladder to complete the... Time to queue in ranked. Are you going to play? Beargwyn, if anyone in chat wants me to cast them specifically, I would like to see the new civs. If anyone wants to play the new civs, I was going to go to spec dashboard and search for games with a new civ. Let me just update the title: casting random ranked matches from the ladder. Let me update the title so I'm not accused of hijacking the stream, of hijacking Beargwyn's tournament. Let me see what are people saying in chat. We should have Dizzy play versus me with back sitting. Spectate Testbar Beargwyn live on the stream. If you want games, I can send replays and you pretend it's live. I can go to your AOE2 insights. I don't need... Let me see if you have any game that involves the new civs. Oh! I see one. Okay, that it's 3 minutes long. Oh, I see one here. I may go... Oh, but these are 1 week old. The game update or not? I'm going to download the game. Is... Trigger warning, Alkibot replays our arena with weird stuff. Have one champion slug versus Huggy. Damn. After I got cheated out of the last solo tournament I played there. Oh yeah, I remember that Dizzy. There was a tournament admin, maybe something like a certain Beargwyn, that told you like you could stay in a tournament and then kicked you out. I have a review with I found a random game out of Gmote and I downloaded it. Like it's funny sometimes to have people suggesting games, but I also find it a little bit cheeky too. Okay, let's pick a random game that you didn't curate and see how it went. I found a Gmote game. I'm going to load a Gmote game. It has one of the new civs. It's not Arabia. Not Arena. Okay. Oh, let me hide the overlays. Do not worry, I'm just taking care. This is no longer the Beargwyn Cup. Wait. Just setting up everything. I don't want to be associated with Gmote's games. No, don't grab the bad ones. Yes, I'm supposed to be frozen. And yes, I'm also waiting on Dizzy Cup. I'm frozen because Capture Age really hates my VTubing software. And hello everyone and welcome to Golden Pit. This is a game from the ranked ladder and it is Gmote. All saying good luck, have fun. Already earning my respect. Playing with the Muisca versus Ricadel playing with the Poles. Oh, and Gmote says it's a good game. Okay, nice. Yes, and this is Golden Pit. Look at all of these. You get a gold tile. You get a gold tile. You get a cross-shaped stone. You get a F-shaped stone. Thunderstone. Elongated T-stone. But yes, we have here Muisca versus Poles. I know the Poles quite well. They have cheaper cavalry once you can research the Shlashta privileges. I can speak a lot of languages, but Slavic languages are not one of them. The Poles, they have the Folwarks, which can boom your eco. They are kind of a boomy C with a very strong mid to late game. Oh, I cannot speak Esperanto. And hello, Sugiya Magawa. We are in Age of Empires. And I'm checking out the new civs. Because here we have Gmote playing as the Muisca. What do they do? Advancing to the next stage costs minus 50% gold? Okay, that's kind of useless in the feudal age. We have the settlements. Like, it's my first time ever seeing a settlement. I've never seen a settlement before. And hello, Sugi. Yes, what's up? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I see that you've been doing a lot of cooking streams. Your cooking streams are so good. The lesser version of Eruption, yes. But yeah, this is Golden Pit, and we have the Muisca. Let me go over the bonus. Settlements costs are cheaper, and they heal nearby units. Caravan and guilds for free. Monks regain fate plus 50% faster, so they can convert more. They have Chumpy warriors. Archery range units have more melee armor. That's a peculiar set of bonus. They have full ARP. They have access to the slingers. And we see here my first time casting a Champy. One of the new Age of Empires units, and I've seen people comment that their running posture is horrible for their back. They walk like the new scout unit. Full ARP besides less archer armor. I mean, they don't have less archer armor, but they do have bonus melee armor, so it's just lack of pierce armor for their archers. What's herbalism? Archer line and champion move faster. Ooh, faster archer seems nice. Huaracas. Slingers +1 range and drain faster. Natural gold sources last 15% longer. Okay. When I see this team bonus, I want Forest Nothing times 10 team bonuses. Oh, but that's gold. Not in total. Then gold nothing with Muisca and Mayans. Yeah, champ is actually being used for scouting and for pushing deer. Skirms without last armor sucks. Okay. Yeah, the skirms do lack last armor, and that's a thing. Oh, I also want to say with a lot of medals. Wait, they don't have access to a stable as well. Okay. Do they have the eagle? They don't have eagle, right? Yeah, the eagle is replaced by the... I'm literally learning how these civs work. The champion replaces the eagle, and no cavalry as well. Unique unit, they have the Getcha Warrior. Muisca unique skirmisher that regenerates HP when a nearby Getcha Warrior is defeated. Okay. And then the Temple Guard. Muisca unique shock infantry that attacks faster the longer it remains in combat. These are some weird. Mapuches get horse. But from archery ranges and castle. Oh, they are the Bolus riders, right? I don't like how they work. I hate OP early game and their late game feels lackluster. Yeah, I know that there's some big balance changes already on the horizon. Why the freaking bolas and conas, I'm going to say it like that to not sound like a Portuguese swear word. Those freaking names for a Portuguese speaker. Okay, we see Fricadel is going forward with some militias, and Guimot doesn't have a lot of military. Yeah, great walls. Quick walling there. One of the villagers gets walled off, but without the militia, can they? No, they're many times. Nice walling, yeah. I can see that these players are almost 1700 elo. It was a good engagement out of Fricadel. That's what I expected this elo. Targeting the settlement. The names that should not be named exactly. Getting jumpy runners and double bidex. Yeah, that villager sacrificed for the kingdom. Pulse on the other side is housed, getting the first bulwark. So we have two civs with peculiar eco buildings. We have bulwark on one side, we have settlement in the other. And settlement, if I understand correctly, they are everything. They are your mining camp, they are gold mine, they are your stone camp. I mean, stone camp is also mining camp. Yeah, Pulse is playing full aggression. This is a type of game that if Guimot withstands the early pressure, can go for a counter. And let's see how these units fare up. I'm assuming the militia countered the... But that was not a bad engagement. Yeah, the champion runners took the fight quite well. Took the fight like a boss. How much do these guys cost? I mean, that's just, yep. Extra melee. Yeah, they have extra melee armor. Champion runners run. And they are getting... They would be getting healed from the settlement. Yeah, the settlement was healing passively. And we see Fricadel getting archers, getting more men-at-arms. So both players healing, investing into Feudal Age, double bidex is not in for Guimot, or is it? Is that... it is in, it is in. I need to increase the contrast on this monitor, because on the other monitor I can see it fine. Yes, double bidex is in. Archer courtesy of T90, telling people to go archers versus eagles should have finished me with men-at-arms. Eagles equals champions. Yes, yes, yes. Poles are Wallen. What elo this is? Oh, Zeslot Gaming. You can see here on the bottom right, they are sitting at around 1700 elo. So both players are quite solid. No worries, no worries. Like, it's normal. Sometimes it's here on top of the screen, other times it's here in the scoreboard. An honest question will never be judged here. I see 1270 versus 1193. Oh, because of the score. Yeah, both players. I think I played versus Giver a couple of times. Oh, nice, nice, nice. And now we see the champion runners. Like, look at that posture. And carrying the weapon and everything. Like, the Giga Chad firm back versus the weakling back gamer posture. This guy spent way too much time playing Age of Empires. Look at that guy run, exactly. Don't run like this. If you are learning how to run, watch YouTube tutorials and learn proper technique. You can develop a lot of injuries by running with improper... Okay, they look so goofy. It's my first time casting them. I've seen them on some matches. They look so freaking goofy. Am I the only one who thinks they look goofy? I think Eagles... Maybe Eagles because of the clothes. They don't look great, Emo. Have you seen the Jag Warrior posture? Why did I add the great to Jag Warrior? And it's like that the new units all look kind of similar. Really hard to tell them. Oh, that's a big thing. For example, for me, when what's the name? Warcraft Reforged released, the type of graphics, I really disliked how everything looked more similar. In RTS games, it's so important to be able to tell things at a glance. Sometimes it's important to exaggerate features, saturate colors. It's more important to be distinguishable than to be faithful to reality. And now both players are not fighting a lot, but their armies are mismatched. Walk past each other, but the champions are fast. They're running back, and these archers are one of the best units in Feudal Age for ending your opponent. They can find a lot of heals, but the champions are running back, and I've heard from chat that champions can counter archers quite efficiently. Gimoti is on the way to Castle Age. Pulse haven't clicked up yet, but their eco is quite well geared towards picking Castle Age. Both players have Horse Collar, both players have double Beadex. Fletching is in for those archers, that is important. Big wall being built here, but the archers are not going around, they are here. But the champion runners are in. Let's see how this engagement goes, because I have no idea. How strong are these? Oh, archers are doing a good job at finding a choke point, but they are not dealing a lot of damage to the champions. Great positioning from the archers. Even with this good engagement, the archers are just getting wrecked. Like, that was such a bad engagement of Kimut. Archers are really bad versus champions. That was perfect from Fricadel. Patrol stack. Yeah, oh, stack patrol to counter the stack. True. Oh, that was patrol stacking? I don't know how to spot patrol stacking. Out of who? Gimot or Fricadel? Yeah, patrols. So Gimot was the one patrol stacking. Okay, okay. On to have better engagement with the archers. And we do see Champi Warriors getting upgraded. Yeah, Gimot is 1500 res behind. And the Champi Warriors just seem to be a very strong jack of all trades. Nando, yes, Pokemon love. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. If everyone does it... They melted that so fast. Through he's making archers and now they are champion warriors. So they're going to be more fierce. There was one game that broke me. 1v1 ranked, I had steps, no patrol stack, but my opponent was patrol stacking knights versus me and made me lose all engagements. He forced my head. That's a thing, by the way. Why do I prefer to cast Age of Empires and play Go? I asked myself that question because it is true. I prefer to play Go. Did you ask me a question? Become in love? No, you just said Nando. I think. Okay, our crossbowmen are in, but they're walking in, and there's no knights on the field. Yeah, this is the wrong unit comp, as everyone is saying, versus the champions. They are shredding. Okay, the thumping sound is satisfying. Oh, nice quick walls. Really showing the elo here. But their PS armor is so high. Yeah, there's only 5 crossbowmen here. Oh, the quick walls are nice from Fricadel. Those are some nice looking quick walls. They are inconsequential, but they were nice. Yeah, it looks very GG-ish at this point. Can't wait for that unit to get nerfed. What story was I going to share? I felt like I was going to say something and then completely poof, vanished from my mind. 3 TCs out of Fricadel, but Gimoti is conquering the center. Well, they nerfed it. Is the nerf live yet? I think it's coming very soon, but it's not live yet, right? The champions are getting nerfed. That's such an Age of Empires thing. Oh, I know what was the point I was going to make. Go versus Age of Empires. Age of Empires is ever shifting. Go is completely static. Go has the same rules for like 4,000 years. The only thing that changed was the value of a number called Komi, but like last patch notes for Go was like 1,000 years ago. And when I play a game, it frustrates me to have to constantly relearn it. If you have a lot of time, it is good. Like, this is good for any game. Change is good. Games need patches, and if you have a lot of time, if you're a full-time player or something, you need this to boost the livelihood of the game. But yes, knowledge checks and like learning new metas, learning new civs and everything. I don't mind it as a caster. As someone who likes to play sporadically, it gets very overwhelming. I feel like I played the other day with Arbase, and the first time I really felt that was once I got completely destroyed in a tournament match by Grenadiers. I was like, don't my crossbows counter Grenadiers, and I was completely destroyed, completely wrecked. I don't remember who it was against. And I was like, I have no idea how this game operates. And I feel like here, I would be in Fricadel's position. I'm just now learning how bad crossbowmen are versus champions. I know that they're kind of eagle-like, but I had no idea the match was that huge. The mismatch. I'm learning it now. If I was in Fricadel's position, I would be playing this like Fricadel. And Fricadel is 1700 elo. He knows the game. He knows how to play the game. But that's the thing. The game keeps ever shifting. Did he have to learn it? Read the fish armor once. Full Knights are quite bad, like obviously worse than Vikings must be the yeah, Full Knights would be the unit here. You want to melt the mangoes very easily, some Polish Knight. Maybe thought longswords do bonus damage. Like Champion was shocking for yes, but that's a big thing about this point that I'm making. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to look at the new patch. Not only to cast this game where Guillemot is winning and playing really well, and the buildings do look nice though. But it is the fact that in my mind, I'm still learning the Three Kingdoms civs. And now we have this. What are these? Temple Guards. Okay, the Temple Guards look cool though. And their back posture is way better. That unit 11. GG. GG. Let me find another match. I have it in me to call 1 or 2 more. I think it was a good idea, especially because I have a flight at ungodly hours and I still have some things I need to take care of. I think it's... Sorry, Beargwyn, for not casting more Beargwyn Cup. But I need to take care of my own existence. Oh, I'm 1500 elo right now. I'm currently 1500 elo. Check. Does this player have any good recent matches with the new civs? I want to focus on matches that have the new civs. Let me see what matches player. Ooh. There is one. Let me see if I can find another. Give me one moment, please. Arian. Those are too far back. We can go for this one. I think people will like this match. Has the 2P? Fantasy Champions lose tonight. I just found I just found another match. I like, for me, you could give me like a match like, oh, this is a good match, check it. But for me, going through players' profiles and everything, it's like Christmas shopping. Like I'm browsing things. Oh, here it is. Let's go! We are casting Beargwyn here. It is fair. We just finished casting a match from Beargwyn Cup. I think everyone wants to see the admin. Yeah, it's fun. I used to watch 10 times more than play until Catcher It sucked. Yeah. Not the worst one that I played that day. Yeah, for me, I only picked this one because I saw the 2P. And let me see. What do the 2P have? Start with plus 25 of each resource. Villagers can garrison in settlements. Ooh. Kind of like Inca houses. Fallen units return 15% of their cost. Fallen... I like how this is also me reacting to patch notes. Because I've been skipping... Not intentionally, I just had other priorities. I've been skipping a lot of patch notes and everything. And I'm like, what do you mean fallen unit return? That's... Are we playing as the Zerg? That's a Zerg bonus. Nano of the law. Yeah, just build banelings and get refunds out of them. Go petard rush your opponent's TC. Towers and castles provide plus 10 population. Okay, that's a team bonus. I like that one. Towers and I think that's original and not broken, if I'm honest. I like that team bonus. It can make you stronger when you're tower rushing your opponent. That plus settlement equals absolute power receive. Yes, I'm seeing that. I like that team bonus, to be honest. Unique unit. Oh, the Blackwood Archers, I've heard that they are naked and they deal a lot of damage. No, they don't deal a lot of damage. They are 2 units for the cost of 1. So they are the Zerg. The 2 PR Zerg. Okay. And Ibirapema Warrior as infantry. Okay. Kha'Zix? Kha'Zix? How do I read that? Champion warriors and slingers attack faster. Kurare foot archers and fortifications deal poison damage. I don't like poison damage. As an AoE mechanic, I don't like poison damage. I think it's weird. Sasuke? Ah, Sasuke. Sasuke. Okay. Poison damage is bad. Yeah, I don't like poison damage. In AoE. In Age of Empires. How do you see Ka and it's Sa? Because it looked like French. Sasuke? Kakikesh? Kasikesh? Yeah, I meant AoE as Age of Empires and not Area of Effect. Kasikesh? Okay, Kasikesh is how Brazilians pronounce it. Okay, I'll go for Kasikesh. Just a name for the indigenous leaders. Ah, okay, that's nice to know. Kasikesh. Okay, and no cavalry, no stables. Low idle TC time, that's good. This is the type of elo where players can have a perfect idle TC time or not. Kha'Zix? Okay. Thought the name for the indigenous leader was Philippe. To pee or not to pee. I mean, if you have bladder issues. That's me deciding if I should go for a break between games. To pee or not to pee. Katupiri. Definitely yummy. Yes, Katupiri is yummy. What do you say? Okay. I like how they sound. I like how they sound. Oh, the swarm. If you picked another game, the ILTC story would be different. Okay, and Beargwyn is going for some Champion Scout attacks. And this isn't close. This is a staple type of map. Yeah, very deep voices, yeah. And yeah, and Beargwyn is here with his Champion Scouts. This is a Dark Age unit right now. It hasn't been upgraded to Fiddle yet. A little bit of a miss micro. You could pull that one back, garrison and heal it. But oh, the villager gets away. Retreat the weak one. Oh, Beargwyn. What do you mean you do not have perfect micro? How dare you host a tournament without microing every single one of your units perfectly? Dude, do they have the Xolotl warrior or something different? If the 2P get a stable. Beargwyn laughing at my jumpy disasters. At least I have perfect TC management behind this. And you're defending from the scout cavalry. You have the set. I like that the settlement can also use as a plop-in, plot-out thing for this civ. Like the Incan houses. And very late feudal. That's a good thing about... I don't know if that was intentional or not. But the 2P... The Champy pressure can buy you time for a later scout. For a later feudal. Because the later you click up to feudal, the more res you piled up. Of course, once you reach feudal, I hope you click double Bearex and possibly even horse collar. That's a lot of floating wood, true. But at this elo, that's not that much floating wood. Yeah, and the champion scouts, I feel like if they were like the second unit, champion warriors, I think they were called, they would be performing better. Yeah, the horse collar, now you do not need to upgrade horse collar before adding the farms. Horse collar was reworked. The earlier you get it, the better. But for example, before, if you clicked horse collar and placed down all the farms at the same time, that would be a harsh punishment. Right now, that punishment is nearly non-existent. Horse collar is proportional, gives you food proportional to the square root of how much food you have left. Or something like that. Scout seat champies. Okay, so... yeah, but just one spear. Scout eats champion, spear eats scout. It's the circle of life. Beargwyn is behind on the KD, only got one villager down. And should click horse, yes, horse color, yes. Should click double Bearex. Beargwyn, click double Bearex. Beargwyn, you know your stats, you know your maths. It's the best upgrade in the game. Ooh, we'll need to quick wall, or you can garrison. Can't you garrison? You can garrison. Beargwyn, you can garrison. Says there, villagers can garrison in settlements. Yes, but I didn't know. I'm calling you out now. I love casting casters because that's why I only cast now and I don't play. I can call you out and no one will be able to call me out back. Posey 95 is on the way to Castle Age. I think this is my first game on the new patch. Damn. Did you random into 2P or did you want to try out the 2P? Building on blacksmith. Random. Okay. You're like, okay, my units are not that strong. Let's fight with our villagers instead. Decent army. Good. That's a solid unit production for feudal. The problem is that your opponent's on the way to Castle Age, and with Ethiopians, I was focusing so much on the 2P, I forgot you're playing against Ethiopians. Ethiopian crossbowmen versus a late Castle Age timing. Like, there's nothing in Feudal Age that can face Ethiopian crossbows. They are so powerful. You have an army lead, but just drop 2 archery ranges, start building crossbows. Ooh, I really don't like the skirms here. I don't like the skirms here out of Ethiopia. I would much rather see crossbows. Go on gold and add crossbows. The scout here with 2 HP and a dream. Is that an auto scout? Feels like it's an auto scout. And who are you cheering for, chat? Do you want Beargwyn to win? Or do you want Posey95 to win? Who is your favorite here? Beargwyn arrow. And archers. Okay, okay. Now transitioning to crossbows. Posy 95, let's go. Yeah, Posy 95 always has been a fan favorite here on the channel. Everyone supports Posy 95. Beargwyn arrow, crossbowman. By the way, Posy 95 was playing the first hidden community tournament. Damn! I don't remember that at all. I want to win. I think this is my first game on the new patch. Let's go. That's what I understand. University, nice. Playing blind and winning, yes. Going for a random Joseki. Oh, true. The settlements become. Does feel like he's playing blind for the DB. Yeah, the settlements become great. Great farms. Yeah, the crossbows, I would like to see the numbers going up. For me, it's so strange because I see this icon and I'm like, what is this tech? I've never seen this before. Always surprises me. But you also had a great window. Exactly, I was about to comment on what Sarutibi just pointed out. Posey had a great window with a faster castle age timing. If he went full on crossbow production, he could have punished Beargwyn's timing very much. But Beargwyn is closing in the gap now, and the units do have to walk quite a bit in this map to reach the opponent's space. So I feel like Beargwyn has closed the window. That is true also, Gimut. Knight there could have been a game-winning move. I've played Ethiopian Knights quite a few times. To great success. Even Ethiopian Camels sometimes. If your opponent opens Knights, you then mix in a few Camels. A lot of players underestimate Ethiopian Cavalry. It's not the best, true, but sometimes it is an option, and if your opponent isn't expecting it, it is great. Yeah, exactly. Polsey didn't commit hardly to any option. And other champions will be strong. Let's decide. Oh, the champions melt. They are not warriors yet. They are runners. But Ethiopian archers are such a good unit. Imagine if these were like 12 instead of 3. This is 4 units. Look at how much damage they are causing. And Posey knows how to micro these units. Look at this! Okay, they got upgraded. But if these were like 12, they would still melt even the upgraded. Look how much damage those... And Posey could have them earlier and way more of them. Ethiopian crossbows. One of my favorite units of the game. Your idle TC time is looking very neat, Beargwyn. And I like a good thing about the... Yes, you got double BX right now in Castle Age. And fletching. Just for you. What was... Ah, you are playing with the colors of Portugal. Red and green, so... That's a positive for both of you. Yeah, I feel like that number of crossbows should just melt anything. And do they have no ballistics? Why build unit? Yeah, Posey needs a market. Floating so much wood needs a market. Needs to balance out that economy. Buy ballistics. Buy. I mean, Bodkin is in the colors of watermelon. True. And Posey with a 30 to 5, 5 to 1. Res collected are even. So our fan favorite Posey is ahead. I hope we get to see the Ibirapema warrior or the Blackwood archers. Powerful frontal area attack. Weak versus archers. At long range, strong versus infantries. And the 2 unique archer. At this point, I remember my opponent is Ethiopian is probably the ones that can counter the champion with crossbow. Yeah, they are the... Like... Ethiopian crossbowmen are some of the best crossbowmen at fighting units that counter crossbowmen, but I mean, more unit counter less unit, and that was a good engagement. I feel like here there's nothing your opponent could have done. You have enough of a unit mass. Yeah, the theme of the game, stop going crossbowmen versus champion. That's what we are learning here. If you are playing versus champion, don't go crossbowman. And Beargwyn right now, after clearing up that army, the eco units are just 10 difference, so Beargwyn has a commanding army lead. Ibira is either stick 3 or rotten in Ibirapema. Take your guess in the etymology. Ibira? You're asking too much of my brain. I'm in caster mode. Oh, but this is a big moment. This castle here is key. Will Beargwyn deny this? Oh no, the no ballistics there was rough. Castle is going. I think the castle will go up. Castle is up now, and now those crossbows are doomed. And the Shotels? I have a feeling Shotels will be great versus champion warriors. Archie fighting one after another is so satisfying. Oh, true. Now the Shotels. Dot. Yes, I want to see how you deal with the Shotels. How are your monks? No fervor and no atonement. And no block printing. They do have redemption. So not that great. Just, I don't think you should go monks right now. Just getting a feel for the... Crossbows plus Ibirapema should be fine. I do like the architecture. I think the architecture is neat. The TC looks great. What is that? What is this? What's this thing here? That like a... wait, but those are kind of like long gears? Oh, is this a golden llama? Oh, I mean, it makes sense because llama are very important in some parts of South America. I have a llama in my room. It was given to me by a Bolivian friend. So the llama makes sense. I know that llamas can be quite important in South American culture. Maybe alpaca, yes. Beargwyn just needs food to age up. Posey is floating wood, it's very common at this elo. Beargwyn, crossbows do not counter TCs. Oh, nice cleanup from Posey here. And the Shotels are here. They look threatening. They look menacing. They are ready for a fight. When you get attacked, does your TC alarm you? Yes. Yeah, ding ding ding, you're sounding the llamas. Beargwyn going for a castle here, knows that the opponent has a castle on that side, so wants to secure a venue of attack. Good call here. The crossbowmen are just very bad at taking down villagers due to lack of ballistics. I felt that in the flesh quite a few times. I feel like this Shotel right now could cause so much damage. I guess Ethiopians will have 2 pin to poison and just die dwarves. I want to see I want that to happen just because I want to see how poison works and how it performs and how strong it is. Yeah, Beargwyn about to click imp. Good eco balance out of Beargwyn, in my opinion. Beargwyn. The Shotels are arriving. Look at them. Yeah, take down the TC. Yes, I like the call. Take down the TC first. You with this much hotels, you melt the TC in seconds, and then you can take down the villagers. I like that. This hurts. I mean, I'm like Ethiopians as a Civ, so I enjoy. Was that your imp TC? That was your imp TC. That was your imp TC. Yes, that was your imp TC. I would kill Bills first. Oh, I think with Shotels, it's one of the few cases with that many Shotels where you can target the TC first. Now I spent 10 minutes waiting for the imp that never comes. Ooh. Why does this building cost stone? It's wood. I've had that happen. I like, ooh, I have so many resources. I should spend them all. Why do I have so much bank? My eco should be great right now. Like I spent time waiting for knockouts that never came. You fought on wood for a castle. I really like how that castle looks. One Shotel here, 8 kills. 9, 10. Yeah, you can garrison villagers in the settlement, but the settlement doesn't fire. I like it. If the settlement fired, that would be broken. Dizzy, the best player at not qualifying. No one not qualified as skillfully as Dizzy. 12 kills, 1 Shotel. Halsey 95. This game though, this map in Close-in specific, it is a map that can go quite late game. And if Beargwyn kind of like stone walls, I mean, these prevent stone walls, but castles here, he can win through space alone. I'm wondering, there's so much terminology in these streams. Is there a short video primer I could watch to understand? I'm definitely not going to try play just to understand those streams, but I kind of want to understand. Oh, I think that's a good idea. And that's the thing. Age of Empires has such a strong streaming community. It's not like Go community is bigger, but Age of Empires has such a strong streaming community that I feel like we have a lot of our own lingo. Yo, you killed my imp TC. 11. Like I say imp, I know what imp is. It's researching the technology to go to Imperial Age to get better techs and better units. But if you just say imp to a new viewer, oh, he's imping. What does that mean? And TC is town center, which is this building. Yes, and that's the thing, Fallon, even if it's not me. The Age of Empires community loves to talk about Age of Empires. It's one of their favorite topics. The laugh is the 11. Yes. That laugh that you just heard. I can even go back. I think it was around here. Yes. Yeah, 1 says yes, 2 says no. Yeah, there's a lot of Age of Empires lingo and terminology. Instead of lol or kkk or ha 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 or he he he, we just say 11. For me, it's weird. Sometimes I'm talking with people that are not from Age of Empires and I write 11 and I'm like, oh no, he's not. Like, I don't bring a lot of habits from Age of Empires world outside of it, but the 11 sticks. They're using 11 to laugh. No, 6-7 is the best meme ever. And we see the Blackwood Archers. This is a unique unit from the 2P, and I think they produce 2 at a time. They're really a unit that you mess. If you didn't lose the Imperial HTC, I think... Okay, I'm going to try to not use lingo. If you lost your town center that was researching Imperial Age, you would definitely have a much faster power spike, and I think you would be in a very commanding position. That was just an experiment. I will keep that up. Right now, the bombard cannons from Ethiopians are scary. Ethiopians, I forgot, one of the best civs in the game late game. They take a while to reach the full late game power spike, but if they get enough bombard with torsion engines, they destroy everything. And the ARBs are fighting against the mess here. And these are Imperial Age units versus Castle Age units. Imperial Age units win. And they are Ethiopian Arbalesters. They clean so much of Beargwyn's army. And the castle will probably go down for Beargwyn. Beargwyn is researching R, but after losing all of his crossbows. There's some units here. If they were here intercepting the reinforcement line, they would be very strong. They get ejected. Snipe the PVC. Okay, nice. They just melt in seconds. They are really a glass cannon unit. 20 HP, that's nothing. Bracer is in. We just saw the range for the castle increase. Bombard cannons are slow at taking down castles though. Yeah. Oh, Curare? I remember Curare. I remember studying about that. That's a poison, right? Oh, how much does attack cost? 650 food and 600 gold. Yeah, that's quite a lot of investment. Because 6 is not that relevant here. Oof. They just melt in seconds. If Ethiopians get torsion engines, it's even more expensive, but and they can click torsion engines. Torsion engines, bombard cannons are such a strong unit. For those of you who are new here, torsion engines is a very strong late game tech, and it makes it so that siege units deal bigger area of effect damage. So these bombard cannons would be great at clearing up clumps of units. Will they friendly fire the castle here? No. At this point, they're still outmatched in terms of... Yeah. In this game, you're ahead in villagers. If there's no... Unique tech is pleasure multiplier for the George crew. What is the poison? Yeah, I don't remember which people use it, but they use it. Pierce deep in it. I think it's a neurotoxin. Yes, I remember studying about it, but I don't remember the details at all. And I remember it's like, ha, it's called curare, but it does not curare you. It does the opposite. I mean, what makes the poison is the dosage. So maybe it does curare you at a smaller dose. And Posy here is just flowing so much eco. If Posy invested into the army right now, invested into techs, he would be dominating the game. And I think Posy is still... Yeah, Posy eco looking like yours, Tommy. Exactly. Powering nicely. Oh yeah, nice tower here out of Posy. And I think if Beargwyn's... If the 2P don't have a secret win button, Posy should win this. And for example, the skirms do counter the ARBs, but the bombard cannons, if torsion engines gets clicked, are counter the the skirm spectacularly. How's the 2P siege? Not that great. They have siege ram and no bombard cannon. Yeah, bad except siege ram. Ipanema warriors. Yeah, I have no idea what they can do. The Shotels are once again in pause. You just have so many options. Ooh. That castle can be nice for Beargwyn. It's also very easy to siege it down. Getting more, expanding towards stone. This is the type of map, as I said before. Pause is winning, but it is easy for this map to stall. And to come down to who has more map control, who has more red. Yes, the top bar is military unit, who has more army, and bottom bar is economic. Yeah, and that's the problem with this castle. Okay, right now it is firing on the tower, but if Posey brings a bombard cannon here, it will take down the castle and there's nothing Beargwyn can do to defend it. Beargwyn is adding quite a lot of units. Elite Champion Warrior is researched. Probably to help against Hussard Raid. Just consider that it's only unit count, not unit strength, so your bar can be bigger. Yes! And your army weaker. Yes, this is just numbers. What shows at the top bar. And yeah, this castle did get destroyed in seconds. Is it? That looks like the torsion engines shot? No, it isn't. No torsion engines. With that economy, I wish that tech was clicked. It's one of the best technologies in the game. Castle being added here for policy to secure some map control. We'll snipe down this trebuchet, most likely. Getting upgrades. Body getting quite a complete late game build. I like the transition into Hussars. Blackwood archers here should fare quite decently against the villagers. And they will be... Oh, Elite Ipavarema Horde. I don't even think I've seen one of those yet. Ibirapiama. Sorry. Ibirapiama. And... What? Ibirapiama. Ibuprofena, nice! Ibirapiama. Chemistry on the way for Beargwyn, but no bombard cannons. Just more damage to the ranged unit. One heals Derek, the other causes it. Like the good old paracetamol. Paracetamol equals terrorism. I remember that one! Yes, the freaking paracetamol! Another basic quest. Win conditions. Obviously killing all your opponent's wins, but there are others. I remember reading that Thieves could have culture wins there, something like that. Oh, in Age of Empires, in most tournament settings and ranked settings, the only win condition is conquest, which is absolute destruction of the opponent. But the game doesn't reach that point, so number one win condition is resign. I would say 99% games. There are some particular formats like Regicide, where if you snipe a king, you win the game. There's sudden death, where if you destroy a town center, you win the game. Most matches are decided by resigns. And we see the Ibuprofen warriors are not having a good time. They are just conga lining into this bombard cannon. That is under the castle, and bombard cannons do counter Trebuchet. So that Trebuchet will crumble. Blackwoods perform. They are glass cannons, so they kind of perform well against bombards. Yes! it is very similar to Go in that regard. And it's also similar to Go in the fact that, but here in Age of Empires it's worse. If you don't have good manners and want to prolong the game, while in Go, yes, you can do it to a certain degree. In Age of Empires, you can really blame your opponent of having a bad time. A lot of Age of Empires is enjoyable in a great deal of ways because of unwritten rules and community etiquette. And the problem that so many things stand upon community etiquette is that there's a lot of power to be annoying if you breach that etiquette, because it's not a game imposed rule, it's community imposed etiquette when to resign and things like that. Like, you can force your opponent technically to be necessary to take down every single one of your buildings. I have discussed ideas with other streamers. I would love to create a game format that is basically, I would call it the hybrid sudden death. I love sudden death, but I don't like the lack of strategic aspects for the late game. Oh, sorry, I was... Forcing engines is in. So Beargwyn should start crumbling more. And hello, Daniel! Look at that AOE damage. This is why Torsten Engines is such a good deck. But as I was saying, I would like to see a format where it is sudden death, but instead of being destroy all TCs, Gimut, you start with a capital TC that has a little bit more HP, and you can add more TCs, but there is the capital TC and it's destroy capital TC. And is booming viable or not? That would depend on the map. Some maps would have TC more exposed, so booming would be completely unreliable. In others, like quote-unquote capital TC would be safe, so it is... booming is a much more technical option. It would be like Regicide, in a way that it has a different win condition that forces the game to end, but Regicide can be a bit janky, with the king dancing around, popping in and out, and it creates some weirdness. I feel like the capital TC would be a better idea. Hire me, Age of Empires. Pay me for my ideas. I created that idea. If this mode gets added to the name, I want everyone to the game, I want everyone to call it Nando mode. Yeah, Onager is in, Siege Engines is in, Hussars are in, Beargwyn's base is flashing. There's units anywhere, everywhere. And Beargwyn's economy is crumbling down. GG, well played. And it's funny because that's the thing about spoilers. I don't know why. I thought I downloaded the game where Beargwyn won, and I was waiting for the game to flip at any point. In my mind, I was like, because when you download in AOE2 Insights, you can see who win, and in my mind, I saw that Beargwyn won. So after the game, Posy95 told me, I remember you were 800 elo. And you are still 800 elo, says DC. GG. Can I see that in this tab? No, it's just the GG, well played. Yeah, 1800 elo above you. But yeah, we could see the new thieves. I like the castles a lot. I like this one in particular, at least. Very unique. And I was about to comment, but I forgot. I love the Imperial HTC. I really like how this building looks. I would sit down here. The llama is gone, but I would sit down here sunbathing. I don't think the 2PR new thieves work well on this map. Either you win early or you don't. Carpet on the roof, yes. The BBC felt tough, but honestly, I felt defeated by the Hussars. Yeah, I have nothing to match the Hussars. Yeah, but that's not like new from the 2P. I feel like every civ that lacks cavalry can be can have a tough time against hussars if the game becomes scrambly. The game becomes scrappy. But yes, you didn't have Kurare, you didn't have Kha'Zix, which would make your champion warriors faster. A million arbs pass through bolas. Bolas? He beat you. I think he lost the game, Beargwyn, honestly. Yeah, bolas are another civ. I think he lost the game when he lost the TC here. I think that's when he lost the game. But yeah, GG. And that was it for today. As I said, I have a week of traveling ahead, so I don't want to push the stream too much too far today. Oh, I just saw it, Gimut. Sorry, I just saw you promoting your own match in the messages. Yeah, it's not that late today, but it's more that busy week ahead, and I still have things to take care of. And I will be covering more Age of Empires. I want to try to cast Age of Empires not every week, but at least once every 15 days. I will do every week when I can, but I don't want to force myself to commit to that. Let me see who I can raid. Um, oh, Yusuke is starting, and I don't know much about his content yet, but he seems cool, and we've talked a little bit, so I may rate him on not Age of Empires. Yeah, Beargwyn also subscribed to me. I should have shown Beargwyn winning. Oh, share a random wisdom of Nando. Ooh, what wisdom could I share? Could I share tonight? Okay, I have one that's related to a talk I was having recently. Always be careful about your expectations. Expectations are such an important thing. One of the reasons why I'm enjoying streaming so much is that I'm matching my expectations to the effort I put in. I don't stream every single day. I don't stream 8 hours a day. If I expected to have T90 levels of success, I haven't been streaming for 12 years Age of Empires alone. I would get frustrated. And a lot of things that you do, you need to have realistic expectations. It's like, I want to become a writer. You pick up your first book. You won't write like Tolkien or Brandon Sanderson or Robert Jordan. And if you moderate your expectations and are aware that things are a journey, you may end up doing the exact same thing, the exact same outcomes, but the process is a lot more enjoyable. And if you have an option of doing the same thing in an enjoyable or suffering way, then why not go for the enjoyable option? So be self-aware. Do not regard yourself as, oh, this happens to everyone, but I will break the pattern. I will be the one person who starts streaming and be huge. I'll be the one person who opens Age of Empires and becomes amazing. If that happens, great. Then you surpassed your expectations. But if not, if that doesn't happen, no worries. Just tame your expectations. Excelente advice, obrigado. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Gracias. Let me raid this kind over on Twitch exactly. He's starting soon. Okay. And no raid on YouTube today. Let me see if the raid message is working today. if you want to drop by a message when you arrive there. Why is the streamer bot? I need to take care of that. You want to... Then the winged Nandos arrive. That's it for today. And thank you for joining, Sugi, Daniel, Credentos, Tommy, of course, Beargwyn. Thank you for hosting the cup. And games after was fun. Thank you, Gimote and Beargwyn, for providing the matches. Thanks to everyone who was here. I'm TheNando. Had a great time. And now I'll be gone for traveling. I'll be back next week. No more streams this week. It does pain me, but I will be having a good time, so do not worry too much. At least you picked a decent game. It was a good game. But that was it for tonight. Bye bye, everyone. Hope you have a great time. Thank you, Bergwin.